Usually, in order to defeat an adult buffalo, it takes the efforts of a whole group of lionesses. Still, powerful blows with horns and hooves of an animal weighing more than half a ton can cool the ardor of any lone predator. And the bull is also 4 times more massive than one lioness. However, this ungulate did not know who it was dealing with, otherwise it might have tried to escape faster. This mature and incredibly experienced lioness knows the weaknesses of the enemy and knows how to use her advantages 100%. She alone is worth a whole squad of hunters, and now she will show you her skills. The lioness jumped on the buffalo and tried to throw it off balance, testing the strength of the enemy. The bull could have tried to twist around to hook the lioness with its horns and take her off its back. But he underestimated the huntress, because she did not get to the throat of the ungulate. The buffalo just tried to throw off the lioness and gave her a real rodeo. But this way the herbivorous beast only got more tired. It was still possible to throw off the lioness, except that the predatory cat immediately attacked the ungulate from the front. Predators most often have pronounced long fangs, but lions almost never try to bite through the large blood vessels on the victim's throat with them. Instead, they, like leopards, cheetahs, and many tigers, strangle their prey. By squeezing the trachea with his fangs, the lion blocks breathing. This bull thought that if he protected his throat, he would be safe. Another mistake is that a lioness can strangle in another way. She grabbed the snout of the prey, and with the help of a wide mouth, she blocked the bull's nose and mouth. At the same time, the predator holds the victim with his claws, but the limbs of the ungulate are practically free. The bull is trying to free himself, but due to lack of oxygen, it is becoming more and more difficult for him to hold the lioness who is hanging around his neck. Such a struggle is very exhausting for a predator, but she is stubborn enough not to give up as much as necessary. The bull is huge and strong. It takes a lot of time to bring it down. But after almost 10 minutes of fighting, the lioness finally knocks down the opponent. She won. This is a fight between 2 seemingly equal rivals. Thanks to the excellent angle, you can assess exactly how huge and powerful tigers fight amongst themselves. 2 males begin the duel by exchanging lightning strikes. The paws of these cats are incredibly strong, but the tiger rarely puts all the power and body weight into each blow so as not to lose balance. Therefore, predators rely on speed. They aim at each other's heads and use razor-sharp claws, which not only cut the skin and try to get to the opponent's eyes, but also cling to the opponent. Even a quick blow that grabs the opponent tangentially can hook him and make him collapse to the ground. Then, the next phase of the fight begins, the fight in the stalls. The weight of each cat exceeds 1/4 of a ton, and the bite force is such that it can break the cervical vertebrae of a bull. Therefore, such a fierce struggle looks very brutal. One of the tigers tries to bypass the enemy and pounce on his head with the whole mass from above in order to block his limbs with his paws and grab at the throat. But the tiger on its back does not give up. He makes a cool tactical maneuver. Instead of trying to break free from the grip, he only presses the opponent closer to him, grabs him tightly with his front paws, and pulls him towards himself, and then begins to tear him with the claws of his hind paws. After such a violent outburst of aggression, the tigers calm down a little bit and only threaten each other. That's just out of curiosity. A third tiger approaches the 2 rivals at this time. One of the brawlers gets distracted by him, but not in vain. The opponent immediately takes advantage of this and runs into the opponent. Both rise on their hind legs, but the aggressor, thanks to acceleration, rams him, grabs him, and knocks him to the ground. A sneaky trick or a tactical trick? What do you guys think? In any case, the more aggressive tiger threw him on his back and grabbed his opponent by the throat, who allowed himself to be distracted. Is one mistake really going to cost a less attentive tiger his life? Fortunately, the aggressor does not know who he's dealing with. Even in the jaws of an opponent, our hero finds the strength to turn around and get out of the terrible grip. His throat is safe. It was the final round. The rivals are already a little exhausted, and the fight stops. This Italian wolf tried to sneak up to the fox to have a snack and at the same time get rid of his competitor. Wolves can differ significantly depending on their habitat. As you can see, although this predator was about 2 times larger than the fox, it still looks very agile, slender, and fast, unlike, for example, the more massive and powerful tundra wolves. But the predator didn't know who it was dealing with. The fox is not only more agile, but also attentive. The wolf could not sneak up on him from behind unnoticed. The fox noticed the enemy and immediately broke into a run. The fast wolf tried to catch up with the enemy, but the distant relative is too agile. We must give the wolf his due. After all, the fox notices the attack only at the last moment. But the way the red-haired beast dodges the enemy's fangs is admirable. The fox loops and, due to the smaller mass, breaks the distance and then breaks away from the chase. The Asian black bear decided to attack 2 tiger cubs. The young predators are too naive and took the guest with curiosity. The bear almost killed them, but then the mother appeared from the thicket. We must pay tribute to this bear. His attempt to intimidate and beat the tigress is quite a bold step. But stupid, getting involved with the striped huntress was a mistake. Although the panther is young and not very experienced, the courage of the tigress and her desire to protect her offspring is, in any case, beyond doubt. Instead of retreating and fleeing from the bear's territory, this cat launched a counterattack. And then a surprise awaited the bear. It turned out that the adult tiger was not alone here. This is a married couple, and the male is unhappy that some club-footed animal decided to run over a tigress and kittens. Tigers lead to a solitary lifestyle and do not form family clans. Soon this pair had to go to their separate ways so that each predator had its own territory to hunt. But the bear got into that very short time period when tigers stick together. In general, it was a really bad day for the club-footed predator. He did not understand who he was messing with, but the tigers, on the contrary, took an interest in the opponent and did not want to let him go at all. They are not even particularly angry because the bear did not have time to harm the kittens. But the predator was not going to ignore the invasion. They began to try the enemy's defenses on the fortress to make the final trial strikes. The bear was especially surprised by the appearance of a second adult. Just to look at how he stood up on his hind legs in a dumbfounded way and began to retreat ridiculously. This is far from the largest bear species, which is significantly inferior to the grizzly or brown bears of Eurasia. As you can see, each of the adult tigers is larger than the opponent, and together they definitely dominate the clubfoot. The tigers chased him on. They are ready to get down to business more seriously. They are stopped only by the fact that the bear stood on its hind legs, so it visually seems larger. But within seconds, the cats figure out this trick and attacked the bear in earnest. Obviously, Clubfoot regretted that he ever got involved with this striped family. The tigers rolled him on the ground, beat him, and drove him into shallow water. At the same time, the cubs calmly watched the massacre. They were completely confident in their parents and had no doubt that their father and mother would protect them from this aggressor. And the bear launched a counterattack several times, but its impulse was violently shattered by the crushing blows of its clawed paws. The tigers decided to teach an unforgettable lesson here. As soon as the bear grinned, he got in the face. He tried to get up on his hind legs again, the same result. In order not to get unnecessary wounds, the cats did not seriously grab him by the throat because then the clubfoot could act more desperately and injure the tigers before they strangle him. But it's obvious who's in charge here. The tigers were just chasing the opponent all over the area.